Living on $7.25 an hour might seem impossible, but it's a reality for millions of Americans. Did you know that the federal minimum wage in the United States has been stuck at $7.25 per hour since 2009? That's just $15,080 a year before taxes for a full-time worker. With the cost of living skyrocketing, making ends meet seems like an uphill battle. But what if I told you that there are ways to not only manage, but actually save money and build a secure financial future on this income? Stay with me, because in this video, I'm going to share 29 practical and proven tips inspired by Dave Ramsey that will help you do just that. And at the end, I'll reveal a powerful strategy that can turn your financial life around, even on the lowest income. In the next few minutes, you'll discover the secrets of living well on a low income and learn how to stretch your paycheck further than you ever thought possible. We'll cover everything from mastering your budget to cutting unnecessary expenses and maximizing your savings. And remember, the game-changing strategy that could transform your financial life is coming up at the end, so you won't want to miss it. Tip number 1, understand your spending. To live on a low income, you need to understand your spending. As Dave Ramsey always says, a budget is telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. Start by tracking every single expense. This might seem tedious, but it's essential. Knowing exactly where your money is going allows you to identify areas where you can cut back. Create a written budget and stick to it. Divide your income into categories: housing, utilities, groceries, transportation, and savings. Make sure every dollar has a job. This level of discipline will make you feel like you've gotten a raise because you'll be in control of your finances. Tip number 2, prioritize savings. Saving money might seem impossible when you're earning the minimum wage, but it's needed for financial stability. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to your savings account each payday. Even if it's a small amount, it adds up over time. Treat your savings like a bill that must be paid every month. Dave Ramsey suggests the 50-30-20 rule. 50% of your income for needs, 30% for wants, and 20% for savings and debt repayment. Adjust this ratio according to your situation, but always prioritize saving something, no matter how small. We'll talk about more ways to save that can help you make it a habit in a moment. Tip number 3, live below your means. Eliminate any expenses that aren't absolutely necessary. Cancel subscriptions that you don't use, eat out less, and avoid impulse purchases. Instead of dining at restaurants, cook at home. Home-cooked meals are not only cheaper, but also healthier. Remember, every dollar you save can be redirected towards more important financial goals. Dave Ramsey advises that you live like no one else now, so you can live like no one else later. Sacrificing small luxuries now will pay off in the long run. And coming up, I'll share a simple strategy to make these sacrifices easier to handle. Tip number 4, the power of cash. Using cash for purchases can help you stick to your budget. It's easier to overspend when using your card because you don't see the money leaving your hands. Try the envelope system, where you allocate a certain amount of cash for each spending category and put it in an envelope. When the money is gone, it's gone. This method makes you more mindful of your spending and helps you avoid debt. As Dave Ramsey says, cash is king. It's a simple yet effective way to keep your finances under control. We'll talk more about how avoiding debt can drastically improve your financial situation. Tip number 5, shop smarter, not harder. When it comes to groceries, plan your meals and make a shopping list. Stick to your list to avoid buying unnecessary items. Buy in bulk when possible and take advantage of sales and discounts. Generic brands often offer the same quality as name brands at a lower price. Additionally, consider shopping at discount stores like Aldi or Walmart, where prices are generally lower. Remember, every cent saved on groceries can go towards other essential expenses or savings. Tip number 6, minimize utility bills. Lowering your utility bills can free up a significant amount of money each month. Simple changes like turning off lights when not in use, using energy-efficient appliances, and reducing water usage can make a big difference. In the summer, use fans instead of air conditioning, and in the winter, layer up instead of cranking up the heat. These small adjustments can add up to substantial savings over time. Tip number 7, efficient transportation. Transportation is another major expense for many people. If possible, use public transportation, carpool, or even bike to work. If you have to drive, maintain your vehicle regularly to avoid costly repairs and improve fuel efficiency. Later in the video, I'll explain how you can leverage these savings to build a more secure financial future. Tip number 8, affordable housing options. Housing is often the biggest expense in a budget. If your rent is too high, consider finding a cheaper place to live. Look for smaller apartments or consider sharing your living space with roommates. If moving isn't an option, see if you can negotiate a lower rent with your landlord or find ways to reduce other housing-related costs. Dave Ramsey recommends keeping your housing costs to no more than 25 to 30% of your take-home pay. Tip number 9, healthy living on a budget. Healthcare can be a significant burden, but there are ways to manage these costs. Look for community health clinics that offer services on a sliding scale based on your income. Use generic medications and ask your doctor for samples. Stay healthy by eating nutritious foods, exercising regularly, and getting enough sleep. Preventative care can help you avoid costly medical bills down the road. And remember, we'll soon discuss a powerful way to ensure these savings contribute to your long-term financial health. But before that, here is tip number 10, debt-free living. Debt can quickly become overwhelming, especially on a low income. Avoid taking on new debt and focus on paying off your existing debt. Use the debt snowball method. List your debts from smallest to largest, make minimum payments on all but the smallest, and throw any extra at the smallest debt until it's paid off. Then move on to the next smallest debt. This method provides quick wins and motivation to keep going. Tip number 11, leverage community support. Take advantage of community resources like food banks, free clinics, and local charities. Many communities offer programs to help low-income individuals and families with food, clothing, and other necessities. Don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. These resources are there to support you and can provide significant relief. Tip number 12, homegrown goodness. If you have the space, consider growing your own vegetables and herbs. This can significantly reduce your grocery bill and provide you with fresh, healthy produce. Even if you live in an apartment, you can grow herbs and small plants on a windowsill or balcony. Gardening can also be a rewarding hobby that reduces stress and improves your overall well-being. Tip number 13, maximize free resources. Public libraries offer a wealth of free resources, including books, movies, music, and internet access. Instead of buying books or paying for entertainment, take advantage of what your local library has to offer. Libraries often host free events and classes that can be both educational and entertaining. Tip number 14, enjoy budget-friendly fun. You don't need to spend a lot of money to have fun. Look for free or low-cost entertainment options in your community. Many cities offer free concerts, festivals, and outdoor movies. Parks, museums, and community centers often have free or discounted admission days. Take the time to explore these options and enjoy quality time without breaking the bank. Tip number 15, embrace DIY projects. Learning to do things yourself can save you a lot of money. From home repairs to personal grooming, there are many tasks that you can handle on your own with a little research and practice. There are countless online tutorials and resources available to help you learn new skills. Not only will you save money, but you'll also gain a sense of accomplishment and self-reliance. Tip number 16, declutter for cash. Declutter your home and sell items you no longer need. Websites like Craigslist, eBay, and Facebook Marketplace make it easy to sell used items. This not only brings in extra cash, but also helps you create a more organized living space. As Dave Ramsey says, sell so much stuff that the kids think they're next. Tip number 17, simple living. Living with less can actually make you feel richer. Embrace minimalism by focusing on what you truly need and value. This mindset shift can help you avoid unnecessary purchases and appreciate what you already have. Minimalism isn't about deprivation. It's about making room for what matters most in your life. Tip number 18, plan a budget-friendly staycation. Instead of spending a lot of money on vacations, consider planning a staycation. Explore local attractions, parks, and museums that offer free or low-cost admission. Many communities have hidden gems that are often overlooked. By enjoying activities close to home, you save on travel, lodging, and dining expenses. you can still relax and recharge without breaking the bank. The next tip will reveal another way to stretch your dollars even further. Tip number 19, bulk buying benefits. Buying in bulk can save you money on items you use regularly. Stores like Costco and Sam's Club offer bulk items at lower prices. However, be mindful of perishable items to avoid waste. Consider sharing bulk purchases with friends or family members to take advantage of discounts without overbuying. Tip number 20, cashback and coupons. Coupons and cashback apps can help you save money on everyday purchases. Apps like Rakuten, Ibotta, and Honey offer cashback and discounts on groceries, clothing, and more. Take the time to clip digital coupons and use cashback apps whenever you shop. These small savings can really add up over time. Tip number 21, negotiate smartly. Don't be afraid to negotiate your bills and expenses. Call your service providers and ask for discounts or better rates. This can work for cable, internet, phone bills, and even medical expenses. Often, companies are willing to work with you to keep your business. It never hurts to ask, and you might be surprised at the savings you can achieve. Tip number 22, responsible credit use. Credit cards can be tempting, but they often lead to debt. Use credit cards only for emergencies and pay off the balance in full each month to avoid interest charges. If you struggle with credit card debt, consider switching to a debit card or using cash to avoid overspending. Tip number 23, cost-effective hobbies. Expensive hobbies can drain your finances. Look for cheaper alternatives that still bring you joy. Hiking, reading, and crafting are all low-cost hobbies that can be fulfilling and enjoyable. Consider joining local clubs or groups that share your interests. This can provide social interaction and fun without spending a lot of money. Tip number 24, health is wealth. Preventative health care can save you money in the long run. Eat a balanced diet, exercise regularly, and get regular checkups. Avoiding health problems before they start can prevent costly medical bills. If you smoke or drink, consider quitting or cutting back. These habits are not only bad for your health, but also expensive. Tip 25, sustainable practices. Adopt a mindset of reducing, reusing, and recycling. This can save you money and reduce waste. Repair items instead of replacing them, and repurpose old items for new uses. For example, use glass jars for storage or turn old t-shirts into cleaning rags. These small changes can make a big difference over time. The upcoming strategy will show you how to maximize these efforts. Tip number 26, quality over quantity. While it might seem counterintuitive, investing in quality items can save you money in the long run. Cheap items often need to be replaced more frequently, costing you more over time. Look for durable, high-quality products that will last. This applies to everything, from clothing to expenses. Spending a little more upfront can save you money down the road. Tip number 27, public transport benefits. If you live in an area with reliable public transportation, take advantage of it. This can save you money on gas, maintenance, and insurance. Public transportation is often cheaper than owning a car, and it can reduce the stress and cost associated with driving. Tip number 28, emergency fund essentials. An emergency fund is essential for financial stability. Aim to save at least $1,000 to cover unexpected expenses like car repairs or medical bills. This prevents you from going into debt when emergencies arise. Once you have a small emergency fund, work towards saving 3 to 6 months' worth of expenses. This provides a safety net and peace of mind. Tip number 29, continuous learning. Knowledge is power. Continue to educate yourself about personal finance and money management. Read books, listen to podcasts, and follow financial experts like Dave Ramsey. The more you learn, the better equipped you'll be to make smart financial decisions. Remember, financial education is an ongoing process. And now for the powerful strategy I promised. Introducing the sinking fund method, a powerful financial hack that can revolutionize the way you manage irregular expenses. Instead of being caught off guard by unexpected costs, plan ahead by creating specific savings buckets for upcoming expenses. Here's how it works. First, identify irregular expenses such as car maintenance, holiday gifts, insurance premiums, or even a yearly vacation. Estimate the total amount you'll need for each category over the year. Next, divide the total annual cost by 12 to find out how much you need to save each month. For example, if you expect to spend $600 on car maintenance annually, that's $50 a month. Set up automatic transfers to separate savings accounts or sub-accounts for each sinking fund. When the expense arises, you'll have the money ready without disrupting your regular budget. The sinking fund method helps manage irregular expenses without stress, and it prevents you from dipping into your emergency fund while avoiding accumulating debt. It's a proactive approach to budgeting that brings peace of mind and financial stability. Living on $7.25 an hour is challenging, but with these 29 tips, it's possible to not only survive, but do well. By mastering your budget, cutting unnecessary expenses, and staying disciplined, you can take control of your financial future. Now I have two questions for you. What's the first step you're going to take to improve your financial situation? And how do you plan to stay motivated on your journey to financial freedom? Share your thoughts in the comments below.